tonight has already lived a life that could be presented as a 6-part miniseries. The son of a builder, working-class upbringing in a London suburb, to international pop star. But he was more than a singer. He was the leader of fashion, founder member of a lifestyle. His disciples delighted in creating sexual confusion. They were known as the gender benders. He divided the nation between those who enjoyed the pantomime and those who believed that the end of the world was nigh. His life was chronicled in headlines 6 feet tall. And so was his downfall when we read of his problems with drugs. Well, now he's on the way back. And here he is to prove it. Ladies and gentlemen, Boy George.
Boy George? Oh, my God. How you living, kid?
I tell you, baby, there's no way to live. Make sacrifices till there's nothing to give. Everyone says there's rules to obey, but I can't follow when things never change. Satisfaction can be hard to find. I go crazy, keeping it all inside. Ain't nobody's business.
How I live my life is my own business.
Ain't nobody's business. How I live my life. I learned my lesson, whether it's wrong or right. Ain't nobody, baby, gonna tell me how.
Here's a funky sample from the real Boy George.
Do it my way now. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah. Oh, baby.
Living my life, that's where I'm at. Out in the front line, rocking with the rap attack. I'm a vicious MC with a surgical knife. And if you mess with me, I'm gonna take your life. To get down, a girl's got to rap. Ain't just a matter of opinion, it's a stated fact. Nobody's business, you can't kiss this. And if you won't groove, then you know you're gonna miss this.
Holding my checkbook, got a leak in the pipe. Food on the table, but the landlord's not twice. I want more than the shirt on my back. Work too hard just to repeat the past. Satisfaction can be hard to find. I go crazy, keeping it all inside. Ain't nobody's business how I live my life. I learned my lesson, whether it's wrong or right. Ain't nobody, baby, gonna tell me how I should live my life. Do it my way.
Hit it! Up another level. Track 1, the boys on a vocal.
If I should take a notion, jump into the ocean.
On track 4, we got D-double-J, a double-edged DJ all the way. When I'm out and I wanna dance all night long, don't need no guys coming round trying to turn me on. But if I choose to cruise with an old boy crew, then leave it to me because it's nothing to you. I wanna be protected by a whole lot of muscle. These same guys don't give me no hassle. When we're moving together, there's no complication, just a real good time and sweet communication. Boy George, oh my God.
Top billing. If I should take a notion, jump into the ocean. Ain't nobody's business if I do. Yeah, I'd rather my leg would hit me than for him to jump up and quit me. Ain't nobody's business if I do. Yeah, if my man ain't got no money, I say take all my honey. Ain't nobody's business if I do. No, no. Ain't nobody's business how I live my life. Ain't nobody's business. I swear I won't call no copper. I get beat up by my papa. Ain't nobody's business if I do. Ain't nobody's business if I do. Yeah, 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 yeah.
What's all this, these tickets?
It's because I'm such a label queen, you know. It's my fashion statement for today.
I see. What are the tickets that come in the clothes?
I bought them in Leeds, actually. I went down, as I was driving up here, I saw this, I've been looking for a shop that sells these tags for weeks, you know, and I saw one in Leeds, so I popped out, you know, purchased half the shop, and here I am. Style at your feet.
The song there, the title, Ain't Nobody's Business How I Live My Life, that's an interesting statement from you, isn't it? Because, I mean, there's 10 tons of press cutting about your life. Yeah. I mean, it's a kind of contrary statement, isn't it?
Well, it just means, like, you know, I mean, first of all, it's a song. But, I mean, actually, I think it was written about my problems. I didn't actually write the song. An American woman wrote it. And I think she was definitely thinking about, like, my problems when she wrote the song. There's actually part of an old jazz song in it as well, Ain't Nobody's Business by, I think it's Hot Billie Holiday. Mm. So that's sort of, you know, it's kind of putting the two together.
By any standards, of course, it's been a fairly frenetic life, hasn't it? I mean, in 26 years, you've crammed an awful lot in. Is it going to get more tranquil from now on, do we think?
I suppose it only can, really. You know, it's like, I don't know, really, you know, because the business I'm in is very kind of like high energy, so it's very difficult to be sort of passive about anything. I mean, I think nowadays, more because of what happened with Culture Club and because we were so massive, that I do tend to do more normal things now. Like, I visit friends and I make, well, it is quite normal for me. It's like, you know, I don't do things like mowing or dishes, but, you know, I just sort of do, I suppose I do sort of crave normality at the moment, which sounds like a bizarre thing for me to say, but I like my own company a lot more now.
Let's go sort of back to the very beginning. I mean, from the very beginning, I mean, it seems to me, reading about you, you wanted to be famous, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, it was this sort of, well, I knew I would.
You knew you would?
Yeah, I knew I would, because I thought, I used to go down Oxford Street and I used to see all these, like, nutty people, like, standing, shouting things, and they always used to draw a crowd, and I thought, well, if they can do it, I can. So, I mean, it's like, it's sort of logical. I mean, if you are, you know, certain people in this world kind of, you know, leave school, whatever, and they kind of decide that they do want to do something with their lives. I mean, I'm not saying everybody else isn't doing something with their lives, because living itself is quite a task, but I think sort of, you know, certain people want to be famous, and if you really want it enough, you'll get it one way or the other. I mean, I'm glad I got it doing something that I love doing, which is singing. That's very lucky to have a job you enjoy, but I would have got there one way or another. But
but
murder.
what are the sort of seeds of it? I mean, why did you want to become famous? Was it you wanted attention rather?
I think I mean, you know, I've talked to psychiatrists quite often, actually, and they reckon, I mean, they always sort of intellectualize about everything. Can they say this? Because of a deprived childhood, or, you know, I think that applies to everything. They always have a reason for it. I think some people are just more egotistic than others, you know. But also, I mean, I'm quite a nice person, so, I mean, it's quite good to, you know, I mean, some famous people are kind of quite nasty, you know, and they're quite unpleasant, and their motives are really unpleasant. I mean, you know, I didn't really think that people were going to respect me when I wanted to become famous. I just wanted to become famous. It wasn't... But now I do want respect. You know, I want people to respect me, but when I was a teenager, I couldn't care less if they didn't respect me. You know?
What's the most nasty in your book, Boy George? I mean, what are the people, what kind of behaviour do you withdraw from? You say that's
I think I can forgive almost anything, but disloyalty. I can't bear disloyal people. And I think friendships are very important. I think if you... I mean, and a friend is someone you can call at 3 in the morning, you know, when you're unhappy, you know. I'm not talking about people that are in your phone book. A real friend is someone you can always rely on. And I suppose I look for that in people, you know. I think after all my sort of dramas, I actually went back and started hanging out with a lot of old friends that I probably lost contact with due to my success, you know, due to sort of...
Because you changed?
I think what happens is, I mean, this is one of the things that you have to deal with. You've got people who talk to you because you're famous, and you've got people who won't talk to you because you're famous. So, like, friends of yours that probably, you know, you really like, you go up to them in the club and they'll kind of shy away because other people will think they're crawling. So it's like, you've got this whole thing to deal with all the time, like, you know, please speak to me, you know. Sort of, I mean, being famous, you usually just get spoken to by people that are idiots, you know, like sort of liggers, nightclub hosts, people that just want something from you. So it's actually nice to be able to go out and go out to someone and just talk about nothing, you know, just sort of, just sort of, hi, nice weather, you know, how's your car?
So when you